Hello, everybody. Yes, the market is red. Yes, the US bond market was downgraded from a AAA to a AA plus. Yes, there is literally blood in the waters and everybody is crying. However, aren't you the same people that were crying and bitching as the prices were going up, begging and pleading for a dip? Question is, how many of you guys are actually DCAing the dip? I know I was personally DCAing the fuck out of the dip as everything was going down, baby, sub $10 off Palantir, as it was going up in SoFi, so on and so forth. Right now, I'm just chilling, sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying my gains. If it dips hard, which I hope it doesn't and I don't expect it to, then yes, I will buy some more. The moral of the story is, he who bitches, she who bitches, must take advantage of the dips, or he or she shall bitch no more and just enjoy your green days and take your lickings on the red days. With that said, let's talk a little bit about Palantir, shall we? I'm going to focus on Palantir Healthcare. Palantir Healthcare is the third largest vertical of Palantir. You see, around 2 years ago, Palantir was not in the private sector at all in healthcare. And now, over 13% of all hospital beds within the United States are run on Palantir Foundry software. As a matter of fact, 10% of our annual US revenue, which accounts for just around $34 million, is from the healthcare sector. Healthcare literally was a nothing, and today it is absolutely massive for Palantir. And it seems like we're going to keep expanding on that healthcare platform. A lot of people know that we're vying for this massive NHS contract that's worth approximately $600 million once you convert the pounds to money. However, in reality, that's probably going to be worth over $1 billion because the contract is going to be renewed and then you need upkeep, so on and so forth. But let's just call it $600 million. A lot of people don't know that Palantir starts small and expands its relationship. You see, Palantir started for a £1 contract with the NHS during the COVID rollout, during the PPP, during the vaccines, so on and so forth. And from there, they expanded. You see, Palantir already made over $100 million worth of contracts with the NHS. A lot of people don't know that. In September, we are about to get our answer of who is going to get this massive NHS contract. And yes, Palantir is still the front runner. In a moment, I'm going to be showing you an article there's the opposition against Palantir is called Foxglove. They hate Palantir and they name Peter Thiel in almost all of their articles. Peter Thiel is an investor in Palantir, Republican supporter, Trump friend, so on and so forth. And they hate Palantir. Don't know why, but they hate Palantir. I'm going to read your own article in just a moment where they go off on Palantir, but Palantir is able to defend themselves, courtesy of the Palantir Discord. If you guys are not part of the Palantir Discord, I will leave a link to the Palantir Discord down below in the comments. Definitely check it out. These guys put in a ton of work and they get very little credit. I try to give credit where credit is due. So I'm going to read you that by my desk in just a moment. But before I do that, I wanted to give you two other massive pieces of information when it comes to healthcare. Palantir just announced a new partnership with a company called BDS Solutions. BDS Solutions is using Palantir Foundry for healthcare when it comes to IT. Now, BDS Solution is not a huge company by any means. They are not a tiny company, but they're not a huge company. They're not a big name. However, the fact is it's not direct healthcare. They're literally linking IT in healthcare or healthcare IT using Palantir Foundry. You see, if you listen to Cheyenne Sanker, it's not just Palantir for hospitals. It's not just Palantir for NHS. It's not just Palantir for many other departments within the United States and abroad governments. It's Palantir for many different use cases. Actual medical healthcare, but also pharmaceuticals. You see, the big money is actually in pharmaceuticals. It's not the actual healthcare treatment in the hospitals. It's the after, which is pharmaceuticals, but not just pharmaceuticals between business to consumer or between the actual pharmaceutical companies to the end user or the buyer, which is the patient, but it's also the research and development for pharmaceuticals. Besides for everything in healthcare that I just mentioned, Palantir actually extended its partnership with a company called Concordance. And Concordance doesn't actually give healthcare in the sense of like the hardware of healthcare, which is like hospitals, or healthcare in terms of pharmaceuticals and medicines, but they're actually a supply chain, the largest supply chain in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, where they're doing supply chains between private, public, and hybrid healthcare systems. And they announced this partnership a while ago, but they just updated the partnership and extended their partnership. And Concordance, in partnership with Palantir, built something called Surgence. And Surgence is a healthcare supply chain ecosystem that fully connects providers, distributors, and suppliers by bringing unprecedented visibility to supply and demand information. Developed in partnership with Palantir Technologies, a leading builder of operating systems for the modern enterprise. That's the best thing about Palantir. And I'm going to use the word infiltrate, but I don't want to use it in the bad sense of the word because it has like a negative aura. But yeah, Palantir infiltrates and they take over. Palantir software is just that good. So they're not going over, they're not trying to get into one piece of the healthcare sector. They're trying to take over the entire healthcare sector, private, public, hybrid, actual physical care, aftercare with medicines, supply chain in between, and the IT for healthcare. Palantir works, guys. This is going to be a 1.5 minute clip. This is going to be a clip of what Palantir AIP can do for healthcare. This is an actual end user of Palantir. They actually presented in Palantir AIPCon. And if you listen, Palantir reduces wait times by 28%. And more importantly than the wait times, you guys are going to hear it, from the horse's mouth, so to speak. They reduce the amount of intensity. They reduce the amount of actual work you have to do from the nursing staff by 83%. Now, that reduction in workforce by 83% allows you to do more with less. And this is something that Palantir wants to do for the NHS. Take a look at this 1.5 minute clip. This is from Palantir's website. And then after that, join me by my desk. And I want to read you this article where Palantir claps back against Foxglove.
Accurate AI models are crucial for our operators. They have to be able to trust the recommendations in order to be able to leverage that data to make decisions. The PACU is our post-anesthesia care unit. It's where a patient temporarily recovers from their surgery. And we're leveraging Foundry in order to deploy AI models and recommendation engines in order to optimize how we plan for patients leaving the PACU and entering into our hospital inpatient units. What we've done is we predicted the time that a patient will recover, even down to whether or not they are going to need a bed in our hospital. And then more exactly, we're able to forecast what time they're going to need that bed. This has allowed us to not only better plan for the day, but as we are looking at end days in advance, how do we prepare for those patients? And so we are leveraging the ontology, the AI, the predictive algorithms in order to better plan our days and to better staff and resource based off of those predictions.
We've seen a 28% reduction in our patient hold time, and we've reduced the time that nurse managers spend managing patient placement by 83%. So patients are moving into care faster, and they're getting the treatment that they need faster.
Currently, our predictive models are at over 95% accuracy. And that high accuracy percentage gives us a lot more confidence in making those strategic moves. Data privacy and data governance are something that we treat seriously. And so with the ontology, we're able to leverage much greater controls over who sees what data and how those data points are being leveraged. I'd love to integrate more and more AI and machine learning algorithms that would allow us to better treat our patients, whether it means us identifying gaps in our care, being able to identify risk before they become issues, really leveraging the Palantir platform to be able to guide our clinicians in making stronger clinical decisions.
Did you enjoy that clip? I am so mad. I recorded the whole video. My audio was off reviewing the Foxglove article. So I'm going to do it standing here because I know that my audio works here. I'm so tight. I had like a 20-minute extra video and it just didn't work. All right, let's go over the Foxglove interview or the Foxglove article where Palantir literally claps back. First of all, I must give credit to Lord Grimm at Lord_Herugrim. This guy has amazing content, doesn't get nearly as much credit as he needs to get. All right, the article, Foxglove launches a campaign against FDP, but Palantir hits back. What is the FDP? The Federated Data Platform. This is that field data platform that's 480 million pounds, which is approximately like 600 million in today's standard if you convert it. But I do believe that it's going to be way over $1 billion contract because, of course, Palantir starts small, then it expands. It's going to be nearly impossible to switch from Palantir, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, to another provider. Because number one, there is no other provider, there is no other software, there is no other platform. That's why they keep trying to get somebody else, this consortium of sorts, and people that have been working with the NHS for over a decade, but they don't even come close to comparison for Palantir. So I believe there's going to be a massive, massive contract for Palantir, more so than just that 480 million. So they started a campaign. It's titled Email Your MP. An MP is a member of parliament. That's like a senator, congressman, local, community member of local politics, so on and so forth, from my understanding. This is an attempt to get people to email their local MP to ask them to read the report and scrutinize the FTP contract with the ultimate goal of getting the government to pause the procurement process. They're saying that if Palantir gets this, that more people, 20 million young UK citizens, are not going to register with the NHS. So one of the things they say, our risks of the FTP procurement Palantir laid out in the report are based on flawed procurement processes, a poorly defined and shifting project scope, over-centralization, monopoly lock-in, and Palantir's pure reputation and pilot failure being ignored. So they're saying that the pilot programs of Palantir are failures. Palantir actually reduced wait times by 28%, and they reduced the wait periods for cancer patients by 1 to 2 days. And then they quote a member of parliament. So Corey Kreider, Director Foxglove, said the apparent failure of Foundry and multiple NHS trusts badly needs parliamentary scrutiny. The contract winner of the 480 million pound system is due to be announced in September. Thank the Lord, September, Palantir should be getting this contract. And this is Lord Markham, who's a member of parliament. On July 10th, they wrote a letter to Caroline Lucas, member of parliament. In an answer to a recent request in the House, I listed Foundry pilots which had paused. None of the pauses were due to failure or concerns about the system, and some were very minor delays due to factors unconnected with the pilots, she told Digital Health News. So member of parliaments are saying, listen, the halts in the programs have nothing to do with Palantir. And now Kreider says, we regret that Lord Markham appears to have been seriously misled. Somehow they're misled, but they're the ones getting the reports and they're the ones with all the data. One trust, Liverpool Heart and Chest Hospital, has now gone on record that they suspended their pilot because Palantir didn't meet their needs. Other trusts have told Foxglove privately that they also had problems. How many failures are there? So I like how they say privately. Well, why are they not on record? And I didn't really read what they said, but Palantir failing and Palantir not meeting their needs means two completely different things. But we'll save that for a completely different video. So if you go a little bit lower, but I just find this funny, before I go any further, that a member of parliament, the person in charge of this, is saying, no, there's no issue. And they're saying, no, you're misled. There is an issue. It's just funny to me. So this is what Palantir says. This is Palantir's defiance. I dropped my pen. A Palantir spokesperson said, and I quote, "We're proud that our software supported the NHS during COVID when it was used for vaccine rollout to distribute PPE and ventilators. We are also equally as proud that it has since helped the NHS to reduce the care backlog. For example, Chelsea and Westminster NHS Foundation Trust with a recorded 28% waiting list reduction and a 13% increase in theater utilization when the software was first deployed. And I quote, "But that is what we do. We provide software. We are not in the business of collecting, mining, or selling data. We simply provide our customers with tools that help them organize and understand their own information. Those tools are built so that access to data, including for what purposes and for how long, is dictated entirely by the customer." There's this ongoing hate and campaign against Palantir, and I just don't get it. Guys, at the end of the day, before I go any further, and I do still got more to say, I have a link to my channel membership down below. If you guys want to be so kind to support the channel, show some love and buy me a cup of Java, $3 a month. If not, and you need a link for Robinhood, I get like a stock. If you guys sign up and you want to trade options, I have a link for that as well. And if you guys want to give me a tip in Venmo or Bitcoin or Ethereum, I have links down below. So yeah, thank you so much for all my channel members that are supporting me. We're absolutely killing it with our options plays. I'm sure the people that got into the options are up 100, 200%, if not more. Guys, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. I think that there's still a massive opportunity in healthcare for Palantir. I think they're just starting to scratch the surface. And all of this is happening without AIP, without the artificial intelligence platform. I don't think NHS is using it yet. I think Palantir can literally help the NHS. I think that they can help the citizens of England. And I know what an absolute mess of a program that is. But look what they're doing at Tampa Hospital, right? The numbers don't lie. Guys, thank you so much. Later on today is going to be PayPal and Hood earnings. I know a lot of you guys have those options plays in my group. And thank you very, very much. Have a great day.